Hey everyone, it's Artifact again. Another commute, a Friday end of day commute, back to my home. Now, in today's topic, I want to talk about what I've been thinking about in the past couple of months, quite seriously actually, about getting out of California. So, I've been watching a lot of YouTubers talking about moving out of California or the fact that they have moved out of California to another state. And I actually have another person in my company that have moved from California to Washington State. And he's been there for a few years, been quite happy. He telecommutes about, he fly over, not telecommute, but he would come to the office about once a month to our California office, and then stay here for like 2 3 days, have meetings, whatnot, do some work, and then fly back to his home in Washington State. Works out. He's very happy. He's able to raise children, and probably have a fraction of a mortgage payment that we have here in California. So it's quite tempting when you hear stories like that. And the truth of the matter is, California government, the bureaucrats, have been ratcheting up all of the fees, the taxes, the little charges, the recycling fees, everything that they can tack onto our utility bill, our gas bills, our tax bills, everything. The toll roads, which is another dictator entity. If you live in L.A. Orange County area, the toll roads is just like a nightmare to deal with. They're like the mini IRS. They're like a mafia. If you owe toll, there's no way you can get out of it, and they will put penalties on top of penalties, and there's no way out of those penalties. So, yeah, and it's becoming very, very difficult when your salary is fixed. It hasn't been going up for decades, and yet you have all of these new little charges that have come up, right? I mean, your $80 cell phone bill is $120 after the state's done adding their fees to it. Every single thing has tax on it. So if you can just imagine, you make, let's say you make $100,000 and you got taxed, your tax bracket is let's say 33% plus your state tax is 10%. So right off the bat, 45% is gone from your gross income. So you're left with what, $60,000, $65,000, let's say. Let's be generous. $65,000. Literally 1/3 is gone. Almost a quarter is gone. 1/3 is gone. I mean, you wish it's a quarter. I misspoke. And it's and then you have mortgage or rent that usually is a minimum of 25% if you're lucky, unlikely in California, right? Uh, Normally it's around like 30 to 50, 60% of your net income. So your 60 grand now it's becoming like $30,000, let's say, right? And what's left is buying food, paying gas, paying for car insurance, health insurance, all of that. And by the time you're done, what's left of it, it's like practically nothing, which is why people can't take vacation anymore. They can't even go watch a movie. They can't even eat out. So what's the point? You, every single time, even if you got a little break, let's say you have a side hustle, you drive an Uber, or somebody just give you money, let's say, or you have a side hustle, whatever, you got a little break, and that money, you know what, it goes into paying bills and taxes. And then not to mention property taxes. Property taxes on average in Orange County, it's like 8 to 12%, right? Depending if you're living on a newer area. If you're living on a new area, it can be as high as 15% because they have Mello-Roos here, which is, another term for property tax on top of property tax. It's double the property tax. It's just insane. So how could people survive here? It's impossible. That's why people that leave California, they prosper, because it's not just lack of, especially if they move to a state where there's no state income tax. It's not just like the lack of that, state income tax that's putting more money into your pocket, but it's also the fact that you don't have all these little fees and taxes and little costs that the state of California tack onto every single one of your utility and your bills and your purchases, etc. It's like we pay the highest amount of gasoline, other than Hawaii and Alaska, I think, in the entire state of the union. It's just crazy. It's just like infuriating. So it's not good. California is like some other people say, it's a sinking ship. It's a sinking ship. So what are the options here? Where can you move to? Well, number one, right off the bat, you want to move to a state where there's no income tax. That will just, save you 10% right off the bat. 10% of, you get 10% more of your income back into your own pocket. California it's really upsetting to think about that, you're making this money, and then that money goes to who? Goes to like paying medical, providing free medical for illegal immigrants, while I myself have to pay for